you know how the old saying goes that you never really forget something, that it's just like riding a bike? Well, I can't ride a bike, and not because I don't understand how, or because I haven't tried, or because I'm lazy. Well, maybe I'm a little bit lazy, but it's because of something that's completely out of my control. You see, I was born 10 weeks premature, weighing only 3 pounds and 4 ounces, roughly the weight of a bag of onions you would buy from your local grocery store. And 4 years later, I was diagnosed with ataxic cerebral palsy, which is a neurological condition, which means that the messages that my brain sent to my nerves and to my muscles don't always come across in the way that they should. The same reason that while I'm giving this talk, I'm going to be talking a lot with my hands and I'm going to be shifting around. And I always thought that my cerebral palsy made me less than, made me weaker, made me different, and that was a bad thing. And growing up, all I ever wanted to do was to fit in, to be like every other person, but it was something completely out of my control, and something, despite how much help I've gotten from doctors and therapists, something it won't go away. And while my friends growing up were playing sports after schools and playing on the playground, I was being shuttled back and forth from doctors to therapists to try to help me live with this condition, something that I always felt like I had to shove into a back corner and hope that no one noticed, because in my head, if I was different, then that made me less than. And this belief was so central to the way that I thought about my cerebral palsy that was until 2 summers ago. I was in Israel on a 5-week volunteer program, and it was the 3rd week of the program, and as every day, the program directors, as we got on the bus, told us what we would be doing for the day. And they said that we were going to be working at a home for young adults with severe mental or physical disabilities. And I thought, because of my own personal experiences with my disabilities, that I would have been prepared going in, but nothing could have prepared me for what was about to happen. So as we walked in the home, I saw this boy sitting out of the corner of my eye, and he had an aide with him, and he was watching Sesame Street in Hebrew. And I approached him, and I asked the aide a little bit about him, and he said that his name was Uri, that he was 19 years old, that he loved cars and Sesame Street, and that he had cerebral palsy. And I was dumbfounded. How is it that this boy who lived halfway across the world from me shared one of the most intimate and private things with me, something that I had always been so ashamed of, and something that, in our interactions together, it didn't matter that I had messy handwriting, or that I moved a lot, or that he couldn't talk. We were just 2 people sitting there despite our disabilities. And it didn't matter all of those things that we had always been so ashamed of, because we were just 2 people at the end of the day. And with that experience that I gained that day with Uri, I got back on the bus, and as every day, the director invited us to share our experiences, to say what we had learned that day. And I got up in front of these girls I'd known for 3 weeks, but had felt so afraid to share about my experiences. Something about that interaction with Uri provided me with the courage to get up there and say, I have cerebral palsy. These are my challenges. This is who I am. And even though it felt like the whole world had been flipped upside down, I knew that it actually was just the beginning of a new start for me. And I think that every single person in this room, every single person in the world has something that they will struggle with in their lifetime, whether that has to do with race or gender or sexual identity or disability, whatever it is. Every single person struggles and faces challenges. But instead of feeling like you need to shove those away in a corner and hoping that no one recognizes them, recognize that they make you who you are. And even if it's uncomfortable, you don't have to go around shouting your weaknesses from a rooftop, but recognize that they make you who you are, the whole person that you are, not weaker, not less than. And the next time you see someone who looks different than you, or acts different than you, or seems different than you in any other way, you don't have to understand all of the difficulties that they face on a daily basis, but recognize them for the whole person that they are, not just the parts that you're comfortable with, and seek out those opportunities to learn new things from different people, because you never know what understanding someone for the whole self that they are, the whole authentic person that they are, can help you with. And do the same for yourself, because every single person will face a challenge. And that's okay. So maybe it isn't all just like riding a bike. Maybe it isn't that easy. And maybe you have something that you can't do, but that doesn't mean that you are limited in any way. The possibilities for what you are able to achieve are endless. So recognize to yourself, whatever it is that you face, that you're challenged by on a daily basis, it does not make you weaker. It does not make you less than. Rather, it makes you the person that you are, and it makes you stronger every single day. And I learned that with Uri, and I hope all of you learned that today as well. Thank you.